What are those top three things which helped you get 20 marks above the cutoff for the prelims? So, what would be your suggestion, or what was your strategy with respect to the current affair preparation? What are the those top three things that you did in this maze which helped you get this great rank? What would you suggest, that what is the role of mentorship or a proper guidance? What is the importance of giving mock tests for the interview prep? How did you find Vajiram and Ravi's IGP, and what were its distinguishing factors if a student is starting their prep? So, what are those important top three things or certain things which a newcomer should focus on? So, can we get a brief snapshot of your study routine? So, how did you used to study? How many hours were you putting before the prelims, before the mains? What has been the contribution of Vajiram and Ravi as an institution in your success?
The contribution of Vajiram and Ravi.
Hello, everyone. I welcome you all to a very interesting podcast today. Today, UPSC has released its result for the UPSC Civil Services Examination of 2024, and it's a very auspicious day for our organization. And today, over here in the studios, I have with me SHATAKSHI Sinha, who has scored rank of 204 in this examination. So I really would like to congratulate Shatakshi. It's a great feat
Thank you
and
so
honor
much.
that we are sitting over here. And I'm very sure that our audience is going to find this podcast as a very informative avenue to train and to learn from her experiences, right? So, just giving a very brief information about her. She hails from Jabalpur, and she has done her graduation, etc., from there itself. But we would like to know all the details from her itself, right? So, kindly briefly introduce yourself.
Okay, so my name is SHATAKSHI Sinha, and I secured to rank 204 in this year CSE to 2024, and I did my graduation in humanities. After graduation, I started preparing for civil services. This has been a long journey of four attempts, and I would like to thank my family and my parents, my sister, and everybody, and my teachers who had been a constant support in this journey, and due to which I could clear this exam.
Okay, great. So, how did you start preparation for the UPSC? Did you start from the college itself?
Uh, yes, during the college years, I just became acquainted with the syllabus. What is the syllabus? What are the subjects? So I just started going through the books, NCRT, the basic books. After my graduation, I started preparing full fledgedly for this exam. So 2021 was my first attempt.
Okay.
So it started from there.
So, how has been the UPSC journey for you? Like, how many attempts have you given, etc.?
I've given four attempts. In the
Okay.
first two attempts, I could not qualify prelims. In the
Okay.
third attempt, I could not qualify mains. And all this while I was preparing for by myself for general studies and
Okay, so you are preparing through self-study mode itself. So
yes,
it's a great feat in that way, that you are
yes,
preparing all the GS etc. by your own self. Now, from the same thing itself, it is very evident that majority of the students who prepare for this examination, they have to go for multiple attempts. And since you have also given four attempts, so what has been your experience with all the three different levels of the examination? Since I can feel that you must have faced different levels of difficulty in prelims, in mains, and in interviews. So, shall we start with the prelims?
sure.
So, I guess you have given four prelims, and this was your fourth prelim.
Fourth prelim.
So, what kind of like problems you were facing with respect to the prelims? Because ultimately, prelims is the biggest threshold point which a student has to clear, and ultimately, clearing the pre becomes one of the biggest milestone for a student's life. So, what kind of problems were you facing, and how did you fathom it?
Uh, Firstly, the two prelims, I could not clear the first two prelims, and that too by a huge margin. First prelims I could not clear by 20 marks. Second prelims I could not clear by 2 marks.
Oh.
And third prelims also I cleared barely by 2 marks. This prelims I cleared by a huge margin of around 20 to 25 marks.
Oh.
So uh, the things that changed in the two attempts which I gave later was the PYQs. Analysis of PYQs is very important. So I started evaluating for the first 2 attempts. I was not evaluating the PYQs, what kind of questions were coming, even the options. The questions are also formed from the options. You get a lot of clue from there. So PYQs plays a very important role in prelims, even more so than the test series.
Right,
So,
absolutely. And this is what we also at Vajiram and Ravi tell our students, that every question of PYQ is equivalent to 4 questions or other more questions
yes,
if
exactly.
we are able to analyze the questions in a proper manner. But Shatakshi, if I have to ask you, like, what are those top 3 things which helped you get 20 marks above the cutoff for the prelims? So, what would be your suggestion to our students?
Okay. So firstly, as I said, PYQs plus MCQs. Along with PYQs, start getting into the MCQ mode.
Okay.
Like for example, if this year prelims is on 26th May, start from February by solving around 50 questions MCQs from multiple sources, test
Okay.
series, sectional, full length, anywhere. Solve 50 questions at least daily,
Okay.
and 2-3 test series a week, full length test series.
Okay.
So these is about getting into the MCQ mode through PYQs and test series, and stop doing test series a month before prelims.
Okay.
26th April, stop doing test series, because
Okay.
the pattern of test series and UPSC is different.
Okay.
Last month only PYQs.
Okay.
And secondly, multiple revisions of the
Fine.
subjects, the basic books. Do not go for multiple books, and only Lakshmikant for polity revise it multiple times.
Right.
Geography, the basic NCRTs, 11th 12th NCRT, revise it multiple times. I used to revise in the last attempt. I revised it I think around 7 to 8 times every
Oh.
subject.
Oh, that's a great feat. Yeah.
Yes, try to do it. Do not give much time for one subject. One day polity like this. Give
Okay.
appropriate amount of time and give multiple revisions.
And one of the major pain points for the students lies with the current affairs, as many of the audience would also be correlating with the same fact that students, they find it very difficult to consolidate the current affairs. So, what would be your like suggestion, or what was your strategy with respect to the current affair preparation?
Firstly, do not make notes out of current affairs.
Okay.
Just read the. I used to read the Hindu. You can go for any newspaper, the Indian Express, anything. So read the Hindu daily, diligently. Just go through it, and prepare current affairs from monthly magazines. There are a number of monthly magazines available. Pick any and start preparing after a month. And every monthly magazine you should have revised 3 to 4 times.
Okay.
And newspaper reading helps here, because a story will be there in your mind, and
Right.
it will be easy to recollect things from the monthly magazines. And one thing also I did for current affairs was Vajiram's Power Up current affair test series. I think
Yes.
it's monthly current affair
Yes.
test series. So prepare from any monthly magazine, and then give these test series. You will get a bank of questions, and you will remember it in that form.
Yes, absolutely. So that will be a great suggestion. And what I could notice over here is that your suggestion of reading newspapers along with reading magazines,
magazines,
because
yes.
ultimately that newspaper will set a tone or a context or a
Yes.
story to a very information dense magazines, right?
Magazines, yes.
So many students would find this suggestion very helpful. Now coming to the mains. Now this was your second mains, if
Yes.
I recollect it correctly. And so what went wrong in the first mains?
Uh, First means I was overconfident and underprepared. Firstly,
Okay.
so I did not have consolidated notes. It, like for even the basic subject like GS2, I should have consolidated notes for every topic of the syllabus. I was
Okay.
reading something online. I was reading something from monthly magazine. I was doing that. There was no consolidation of notes in the
Right.
first attempt. And answer structure. For example, in mains, for 10 marker questions, you have to write around 10 to 12 points, and for 15 marker, 15 to 17 points. And I was writing just 3-4 points in 10 markers, and in 15 markers also, I was writing 6 to 7 points. So answer structuring and notes consolidation, this changed.
So if we have to delineate it in a very objective manner, so what are those top 3 things that you did in this mains which helped you get this great rank of 204?
Okay.
Like, how can we objectively list it in top three things?
Firstly, notes consolidation,
Okay.
topic wise. For every topic, for example, judiciary, you must have introduction, what you would write if something comes in basic structure doctrine, what you would write, conclusion, articles. These should be in the tip of your fingers and
Okay.
in a consolidated
Okay.
notes form. And secondly, I analyze topper copies. especially I did Aditya Srivastav copies and Medha Anand's copies.
Okay.
Their writing style I could resonate with, so I used to visit it daily. The GS 1, 2, 3, 4 copies. So that gave me it improved my answer structuring, how to improve the answer structure and how to use your knowledge in GS1 knowledge in GS3 and cross fertilization of knowledge.
Okay, great.
And thirdly, Ajay sir helped me a lot from
Okay.
Vajiram. I was involved in the essay course in Vajiram, so he helped me in brainstorming, especially the philosophical essays. Those
Okay.
were my weakness. In the
Okay.
previous attempt, I could not do them well. I could not analyze how to do brainstorming, how to structure those essays. So Ajay sir helped me a lot. I used to do brainstorming a month preceding my mains. I used to brainstorm one topic, either UPSC PYQ or any test series, and make brainstorming notes and send it to sir, and he used to review it and give me more content or detailings on that, and I used to make running notes out of that.
Okay, great actually. So, taking lead from that, so what would you suggest that what is the role of mentorship or a proper guidance in your success? Like, how did it help you achieve your goal?
I was always told this that in mains the game changer are ethics, essay, and optional.
Right.
So Sir Ajay sir helped me in essay and even in ethics. My case studies were weak. I did not used to get more marks than 6 to 7 marks in case studies,
Right.
because the suggestions were very vague. So sir specified it how to approach case studies and how to write suggestions, because those are the most important things. What to suggest, what to do in this case
Right.
study.
Right.
So that mindset was created. So helped me create that. So essay, ethics, and even in social justice topics, and even in sociology, the especially paper 2, sir helped me a lot. So
Okay.
that has been a mentorship has played a great role in mains this
Okay,
time.
that is like a great feedback for us as well. And now coming to the interviews, like now since it was your first interview, and I'm sure that since you have got rank 204, you must have scored great numbers in the personality test as well. So what has been your experience of interview? And you have been a student of interview guidance program of Vajiram and Ravi
Yes.
itself. So firstly, we'll start with what is the importance of giving mock tests for the interview prep?
Okay. Mock interviews, it just gets you into that mode of conversation. That the fear of facing people and the stage fear or the nervousness,
Yeah.
it gets taken care of firstly. And secondly, you get the idea where your weaknesses lie, which subjects or which areas, from visiting those interviews, your body language, everything. So mock interviews plays an important role.
Okay, so in that context, how did you find Vajiram and Ravi's IGP, and what were its distinguishing factors?
Vajiram's distinguishing feature was that after giving the interview, the panel used to give feedback, and sir used to watch the interview, the candidate from outside, and after coming outside that, the sir used to give detailed feedback to the candidate.
Okay.
From starting from the body language to the content, the way we were speaking, what we should improve, and the subjects that need to be done. So this was a very distinguishing feature which was not available. This feedback mechanism was not available in other institute.
Okay, so yeah, it's again a very great feedback for us as well, and like I'm very happy that we were able to help you achieve your dreams as well. Apart from it, like what kind of suggestions would you give to the audience that they are watching our podcast today? That if a student is starting their prep, so what are those important top 3 things or certain things which a newcomer should focus on, so that they can progress their preparation in a very directed or a vectored manner?
Okay. Firstly, go PYQ analysis that I've been stressing for prelims as well as mains. PYQ analysis is the most important thing. Before beginning with any NCRTs, any basic books, just go through PYQs of prelims, of mains. You will get a direction of what you have to study, because syllabus, the words are very broad. You have to structure it, you have to consolidate things. So just go through PYQs. It is non-negotiable, firstly. And secondly, just give number of hours. Say many people say hours are not important, but hours are important. At the end of the day, you have to study around minimum 8 hours
Okay.
daily, and in during the mains you have to stretch it out to around, in some days, to 10 to 12 hours also. So number of hours, quality and quantity also matters. You have to study that much. So this is all I can say
Okay,
right now.
and coming to the hours that you were telling to the audience, so can we get a brief snapshot of your study routine? So how did you used to study? How many hours were you putting before the prelims, before the mains?
Okay. So you have to find out what is the most productive time for you. Like for me, is early morning.
Okay.
Getting up at 5, and that from 5 to 12 o'clock, that is the most productive time for me, because afternoon is not, and then in the evening time. So you can just find out what time suits you. Some people study at night, so find that time. And secondly, what was
About the hours, like how many hours were you putting in, like
As
before the pre?
for prelims, during the means, I used to keep a copy. I used to write how many hours I gave. So some days it also lowered to 6 hours, but on an average it was 8 hours was there. On weeks, on some days I could push it to 12 hours, but it's not possible to do every day.
Every
But
day.
8 hours you have to do minimum every day.
Yeah, so the frequency of putting in 8 hours is more important than actually going for
12
some
and
days
13
which are
hours.
12 or 13 days.
No, and someday you're doing 5, then next day you're doing 12. That is not, no. 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. Then 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. This is more
Yeah.
doable
Yeah,
format.
absolutely. So lastly, Shatakshi, I would like to ask you that what has been the contribution of Vajiram and Ravi as an institution in your success?
The contribution of Vajiram and Ravi has been exemplary, because as you can see, I was not associated with Vajiram for the first 3 initial attempts. This attempt only I got associated with Vajiram,
Oh.
the Power Up Test series, and then the essay course, which Brijen sir's essay course I joined. The classes were amazing, and Ajay sir gave me personal feedback in essay, that what I have to improve in ethics and in sociology, which were, I think, the game changer in mains this time. And then during the interview, I was clueless because I had no peer group or nothing. So Ajay sir helped me there navigate that as well. From the first day, he advised me to study the newspaper diligently firstly, especially IR, which was one of my weak points. So actually strengthened it. He taught me IR and gave me feedback after giving the mock interview. The feedback, which personal feedback, which was organized in Vajiram and Ravi. So Ajay sir gave me feedback there, what needs to be improved, and that the mark sheet hasn't come, but I think that might have played a major role in securing this rank this time.
Okay, so it's a very delightful experience actually to learn that we have actually played a little but good role in delivering your success actually. And it was lovely having you over here, sharing your experience with our audience so that they could also learn from your experiences. And you are a role model for the women aspirant community as well, so that they can actually take cues from whatever experiences you have gone through, and then they can inculcate those values in your preparation. Thank you, Shatakshi,
Thank you
for
so much.
coming to the studios. Thank you and congratulations.